Good evening, everyone. We made it, Dee. We made it. This is Diversity and Equity in Education, and I am April Cobb with April's Beauty Bar. And next to me, we have.
Hi, I'm Denise Thomas with Carved Out Divas and Miss D Reads. And hey, everybody, what's up?
Guess what, girl? Guess what? Guess what?
What's up?
Five.
Five.
5 more
Five.
days.
Five. What is it? $5 foot
Five.
long?
Give
Five.
me five. Give me five, and I will stay alive. Give me five. Give me five. We made
Let
it
me tell you,
another
we
school
should
year.
start off by just giving each of us giving a quick wrap up. How would you just describe the 2022-23 school year? April, you begin with that. Go ahead.
It was hell. That's it. There's no other way to describe it. This has been the longest school year I have ever experienced, along with and I wouldn't say the challenges primarily came from the students. It's just been the mental breakdown on a day-to-day basis, being in the unknown of what the governor is going to do to continuously dismantle public education here in the state of Florida. We have been identified as the hate state. So I mean, at this point, you have to use your words carefully to say what else could. At this point, we're gonna say what else could go better. We can't say what else could go better. So how about you, Denise? What's your thoughts?
I want to say that in the immortal words of Queen Charlotte, sorrows, prayers, sorrows, prayers, because it just, that's how the school year felt to me. Because it's like what, just like you say, what else could possibly because anything else, I'm looking at it at now, as you pay attention to CNN and things like that, you see that he's working towards that run for president. And we just look at what is Florida, of course, is always the test ground for everything. Every possible incident of crazy starts off in Florida. So I mean, that's how it was this year. I mean, the fact that you have so many people just leaving the teaching profession, specifically because of the changes to education. You have people who want to come to the state, but they're coming to the state and they're, they bring in their money and their funding and everything that they had that to buy out everybody else. But that's a whole other topic. Just going back to the school year. The school year was like a trash can. You ever see that meme with the dumpster truck on fire? And it just on fire. And I don't know about your school, but at my school, it was just the constant battle between, and I don't think I had a problem with it mostly with the kids. It was the adults. It was the adults who were literally, okay, here's the rules. This is what they are. This is what they're meant for, to keep kids in line, to help safety and all this stuff like that. And adults were just like, whatever, I don't care what it is. I just gonna do what I want. And that's where the conflict was this school year for me. It just felt like a real struggle to get these kids to cross this finish line. So that's the best way I can explain how my school year was. But like I say, other than sorrows, prayers. So that's it.
And what's so unfortunate about it is that normally we see a light, a bright light, because we're at the end of the tunnel. And if you go on a lot of the social media platforms that is for educators, for teachers locally, all you see is them selling ish. They selling all the ish. They selling markers, erasers, packs of paper. All they saying is, we getting out of here. And the majority of them have already indicated that they're just leaving the state. They're done. They're tired. They have given up on being an educator in Florida. Not that they're leaving the profession, they're just up out of Florida. I know a couple of my coworkers are going. One is going to Georgia. One indicated that she was going to Ohio, and others are seeking out what's going to be the best choices for them and their families. Because again, we did not get a raise. That is very much so not the case. We received our step increases, as we should, based upon our contractual terms. And those still look a little scarce.
They look like when you ask for a large fry and then they just add you like two more fries in the box that you just. But this isn't what I asked for. This is not for all this suffering and pain I've been going through. I mean, why? But I agree with you. There's a lot of people who are just like, look, this is not the profession for me. You should know when people are actively searching for jobs while they're at work. That should tell you that they don't list this. I don't want to be here. This is not what I want. And it started even before the massive changes to education. A lot of it was just student behaviors and lack of the problems, lack of not just communication, but also the willingness to cooperate with parents. I mean, you have some parents who literally will tell you, "Look, stop calling me. I've been blocked so many times I can't tell. I swear, why are you blocking me? It's your child." So so a lot of that it's you're seeing a lot of that. And then on top of that, you look at it from as when you break it down even smaller, you're looking at the fact that you don't have a lot of males in education also, because they look at it as, okay, yes, this is something I would love to do, however this don't pay enough. So you're losing that male mentorship that the kids actually need. And this is why part of the reason why they wilding out like that too. They don't really have what they need in school. And okay, keep on going with the resources. Oh, all this, but you keep taking away resources. You keep snatching money out of these different budgets. So people are just frustrated and figure, hey, I can do something else other than teaching. You got people who actually went home, created a business, and make more money than they would do when they teach it. So you can't fault those people. They made a life choice that was beneficial for them and beneficial for their families. So that's all I can say about that. But guess what, April? Five. We want to let y'all know. Yeah, just throw the hand up. Five. Because five.
Let's do a high five. Hit it, D. Bang, they it. Glory. They it.
Parents, five.
I've been so tired. And I mean, I've never been this tired. And everyone in my hallway said the same thing. They've never been this tired. But there is joy cometh in the morning at 11. No, some of us at like 1:30. Denise, you probably get out a little bit earlier than I do.
We will have everybody on them buses off them campus by 12 o'clock. We like listen. Listen, the ones that show up, we just like, call your mama now. I know it's only 8:45 in the morning, but just call your mama now and tell her to come pick you up. Because I mean, let's be real. I mean, and like how you see it is like when we went to the on our outing on Friday, right? We're like, we told you ahead of time, if you're not going on the field trip, don't come to school, because there's going to be less people here, because every grade level was gone that day. From 6, 7, and 8, all grade levels went on the field trip. So they either went to the zoo or they went to Busch Gardens. And we're just like, why are y'all here? Why did you come here to school when you see that? Let's be real. But there are some, you got to give them credit for their perfect attendance, because there's some who parents will never let them stay home. Never, ever, 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 ever let them stay home. So they keep on coming to school. But I'm going to let those parents know right now, you can come get your children. You drop off at 8:30. We want you to come back around 10, because we'll have a quick breakfast and a bag lunch. And we ain't sit down for nothing. We just go, because we're ready to go. Some of us have had our rooms packed from 2 weeks ago. So we ready to go. Yeah, Frank. That's super.
As Emily has announced, Friday is super optional for parents. So we go ahead and pin that right there. That is definitely the echo. You will hear all teachers at every school, administrators in unison screaming that, echoing that. That's the new thing that's being said. We're echoing that. Keep the kids home.
Yeah, pin that for Emily. Yeah, Emily, you listen, you said it exactly right, because listen, Friday is optional. Some of your kids who already have their Busch Gardens, was it those little passes? You just go ahead and start your vacation early. I mean, you know what to do. Go ahead. And remember, parents also, a lot of the EOCs and a lot of the final assessments they've already taken. Some of them have already taken about 2 weeks ago. So like some kids, like I went over my schedules in my homeroom, and I asked them, I said, okay, let's go over the whole week. Here's what the week looks like. Here's the exam schedule. Do you realize some of y'all are blessed with no exams on 2 whole days back to back? Bye-bye. Stay home. What's the point? You literally have no exams. So understand, parents, ain't nothing else we can do other than like, it's time to clean up. That's it. I mean, because they painting in my school. So that means that all we doing is moving furniture and boxing up books. And speaking of books,
And when I rode by, I saw them painting on what's that, Friday. I saw
yes,
them painting Friday night,
they paint.
Friday evening. So when you
Mhm.
come, the front will already be, the pillars and all that will be blue.
Yes. Well, on the inside, they painted the back buildings already, and they look
Uh-huh.
beautiful. We went from like I forgot, I even forgot what the original color was, but we're like a gray and not a navy blue, but it's a really pretty blue that
It's
we
a
have.
royal blue.
Yeah, royal blue. That's it, and
Uh-huh.
it's gorgeous. Now the big thing is making sure that kids don't write on the one because the walls are lighter colored now. But it's a beautiful,
But
beautiful
they need to
color.
get away from them institutional colors, that
Yes,
deep beige,
yes,
that
that's what it was before.
burgundies. Those are
That's what it was.
institutional colors.
Correct.
Look, they sell it in bulk,
Hmm.
eggshell, different versions of the eggshell, light, medium, dark. Yeah,
Yes.
it's time. Get away from that.
Yeah. Give them something that just makes them feel happy about being in school. So I'm really grateful that they decided to do that. But what was that? Okay, so look. I was talking about packing up books and shelves and stuff. Let's talk about these books real quick. These books that they have decided that the powers that be have decided are not. Uh, these books just should not be read in the classroom. Let me tell you something. I was thinking one direction. Okay, well, all you banning is the books written by Black authors. But I had to pull a couple of books. Thank you, April. I had to pull a couple of books that just what's the word? Bewildered me. I'm behooved by some of the books that they behooved. Let's pull this up real quick. This is R.L. Stein Goosebumps. Goosebumps? R.L. Stein, this your people. What are you talking about? The whole collection, by the way, of just I don't.
Well,
I
you
don't
know,
understand.
some of those authors have been going against their books, and I think by some of them doing that, they're being added to the
Add it
list.
to the list. Add it to the list. Okay, this was part of the curriculum. Skid I'm in,
Right.
Bashir and Flake. All right. How about you may tell this one the Magnificent Maya Tibbs. Okay, but wait, hold on. Roald Dahl. Y'all love Roald Dahl. James and the Giant Peach. And all the things that he's written. Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Are you kidding me? But wait a minute. This part of the curriculum, the Frederick Douglass book we're reading. And then what killed me too, of course, remember this is what one of the books that cranked it all off, that history, Jackie Robinson history. So, but these books was in the classroom part of the curriculum just 2 years ago.
Right. So how did it be like that? Just gets me so confused. Like I said I was not going to get overly excited today. It's not that I'm going to be upset, overly excited. So I pulled it back. Okay, go ahead, Denise.
I'm just saying that you see how rapid this is happening because it's quick. Remember, education is the first thing they attack. In order to control the masses, you have to control their mind. Okay. So if you're controlling somebody, remember when you tell somebody they're stupid, they're gonna believe they're stupid. When you tell somebody they have no worth, they're gonna believe it after a while. So why not? And see how quick this is happening. This ain't taking decades. This ain't taking 20, 30 years. This happening right now, super fast. You have entire sections of the libraries that are wiped out. Why? It's because of fear. I mean, what are you really afraid of? Two things I can tell you what the people are afraid of. One, okay, we already know it's the Browning of America. There's actually a book about that. I'm quite sure that's not on the bookshelf right now. The Browning of America. Y'all mad because there's more people of color in America now? And then also now we feel bad. The feelings, people getting into their feeling because it's gonna make my kids feel bad about what they did. They should feel bad about what they did. But realize something. In Germany, they embraced, recognized what they did as a people, and they know what it is. You cannot heal if you don't admit what happened. And so what we try to do right now is cover up what happened and just move on along our merry way. That's not going to work. And you have to understand something. This is the part that killed me. Do you realize? I mean, I think this is a section where Hollywood seems to be getting it right. Hollywood seems to be pushing up more the narrative than the educational platform. You were starting to see a lot more movies about things like that movie about Harriet Tubman, movies about slavery, movie about the 12 years of slavery, all those things like that. They seem to be hitting the points a little bit better because the kids are not going to get it in books. That's the first part. They're not getting it in books. And then second, you got streaming platforms. You've got TikTok. You've got Snapchat. You know how much stuff kids have actually told me they learned on those platforms? I didn't know about it. They came to me with the concept of Robert Smalls and how Robert Smalls has stolen the Confederate ship and took it all the way down, sailed himself to freedom. They told me about that because they saw the video on TikTok. So that's why they wanted to play that character. So I'm telling you, you could try to suppress this history as much as you can. You suppress this knowledge, but it's going to leak out somewhere. And if you think you're gonna stop these people, this is not gonna stop. And what's your thought, April?
Everything that you said, I agree. Is there's at this point, it's at a point of no return unless they return him back to him just being a U.S. citizen. There's no point of no. It's the point of no return until he returned back to just a regular citizen. Because one thing I can say, he is very, very creative and intelligent in the sense that he knows how to identify key people to carry out his vision successfully and expeditiously, quickly, fast, get it done. So hey,
yeah, because I when you start to see these house bills coming through, I'm like, you could go to sleep tonight and a whole new house bill done pass. I'm like, wait a minute, what? I just barely had time to use the bathroom and come back. We done passed another one already. Because I mean, I think I was out of town, and by the time I came back, they had passed the immigration new immigration law where if you got illegal people working on your job, there's $10,000 fine per person. I'm like, are you kidding me? I haven't had a construction project built by anyone but people from who coming in. Now, whether or not they were what do you call again? They were illegal or not, I don't know. Yeah. But the issue is some people work faster and do things better than the people. Let's see. So I saw a video meme on Facebook the other day where they showed the difference between some immigrant workers and some actually. All I can say is this, y'all, the price of fruits and vegetables going up, the price of construction going up, everything you need. Let's think, how stupid are you to think that you're going to be able to do something like that that's so damaging to the economy and think that it's going to be okay? Let's talk about the impact in schools. How about the kids who are descendants of immigrants are not coming to school? How is it at your school?
Well, we have a couple of students sprinkled in there where they're moving up to different states because of the impact that they know is going to have on specific family members, primarily male family members they're here illegally. They know they are, so they just don't want to risk it. So they're packing up. They're moving up north. Get out of here. They can't risk being, and knowing what they experience, meaning their race of people experience with that whole situation, what that was with ISIS and the children and the babies being in those cages. So it has been proven that he mean what he say.
Right.
He means exactly what he say. And that means they have to do what's best for their families, and I don't blame them.
Right. I don't. But you have to understand too that they're I mean, just the impact on the economy. People don't know, it's words right now, words on paper. But when it start to hit your pocket, it's gonna mean a little bit different. So I hope that people realize that when things hit your pocket, right? Emily, you so right about that. It won't be a strawberry festival long because who out there? Because sure enough, the guy who owned the farm ain't going out there to pick them strawberries. The strawberries about to be $15 for a little pack of that you can pick up from Publix like that, about $15. Ain't nobody making no strawberry shortcake. Ain't nobody making no strawberry jam. You're doing none of that. None of that. And so what the other thing too is that you're looking at in the long term, how does this reflect on the polls? I suggest you go straight to the poll when it comes time to vote. You need to start making wise decisions when it comes time to vote. You see what happens when you don't vote, when you're apathetic. And you got people who are over there just doing whatever they want to do. And now what's the result of that?
And that goes right into just elementary. That's a prime example. That's a prime example of the voting for individuals that will carry out what the I'm gonna say what the people want, what they want. And at this point, individuals say they are for the collective body of students, but when it's hurting one body of students versus the other, and it's clearly defined that decisions were made indifferently for one body of students versus the other, but they both were wanting the same thing, it's obvious. I mean, we could say it's not, but the actions demonstrate undertones of racism. It is. It's just that. And no one can negate that. They can try to identify that it was something else, but It's just a belief, and based upon the actions or the inactions over the years that led up to just becoming in the state that it was, because it didn't happen overnight. Let's add that. Me and Denise been talking about this for years now. We've been bringing it out. Like, it's so interesting that now that, you know, a lot of individuals coming forth, we love it. We great. But where y'all been? We've been, and don't go hide after the school board meeting. Come back, keep fighting for the kids. What y'all refer to as selective outrage.
Right.
The kids need consistent outrage, consistent voice for them when things are not being done as was for the betterment of them in education and holistically for their lives. That's what they need. So yes, great, thank you. Everyone showed up. My work schedule, I just say I'm not fighting the traffic, and I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it because it just triggers me to be in the space knowing that in most cases it's going like this. It's just going in the ear, coming out. You people up there crying their heart out. And you just, okay, next speaker. Wait, what? So again, we got to vote for people that go beyond sitting on the day of saying, I'm not from here. I don't know what happened before, but I know what happened now. And what's happening now is we got to worry about the children and not the building. It's time to worry about the children, not the building. As if we haven't always been worried about the children. We always been worried. That was like when I tell you, a backhand slap from like 180 degrees for everybody in that space when that was said. Stop worrying about the building now, like right now, and worry about the children now, as if no one was concerned about the children. We collectively as a people weren't worried about our children.
But but the thing about it is too, and going back to that backhand slap, you look, the plans were already in place. I mean, basically, it was just a plea from the community. You did that for in the public for show, as my father was saying. That is for show, okay? Because the plans had already been established and in place. Remember, you could go down. I got to be see when we say be intentional and be informed, right? You could go down to the city. You could request a lot of these plans. A lot of this stuff is public record. They already knew what they were going to do with that land. They already knew what. Listen, you think Central Park, West Tampa, all the areas over there by Eborn, you think that stuff was just a surprise? That requires planning. That requires engineering, contractors, all this stuff. People just don't show up today and then tomorrow we have a whole new community. No, that stuff has been in the works. Okay, look at that. Articles going back to 2018 show just gone. 2018. Right.
Pre-COVID. Pre-COVID. Had nothing to do with COVID. Don't even run that either.
That let you know these people had plans. This was an opportunity for you to speak your mind. But guess what? That's why it's so. I'm gonna echo what April just said. Echo what April is saying. You got to be in the fight constantly. You can't just say, okay, I'm gonna show up today because it's a hot topic issue today. It's been a problem. It's been an issue, and they knew. They said, this is what we're gonna do. Understand something, people. Listen, you got to come forward and speak up and be loud and be consistent, because I'm telling you, they're not making decisions that are beneficial to our children. If anything, they're snatching out, taking away all the services, everything that we need, all the supports. Oh, look, let's talk about a curriculum for next year for reading. Okay, now remember, this year we had the 1s and 2s and we pushed them forward. Now we're going to remove some of the kids who absolutely need the reading because they figure, okay, they just close enough to pass in. You don't think they need support still? So we're going to just push them through it and hope that they could make it by 12th grade. So we're taking away reading from a lot of kids. I'm like, oh my God. So it's just, it is not going to work out if we all together don't show how much we care about our kids. And again, going back to it, voting correctly, doing your real research and looking at who your candidates are, and then paying attention to how they vote. You know, some people gonna say one thing, and when they get it's time to hit the button, the truth is in how the vote comes out. That's what the truth is. And then some people will sit around and be hurt. How you hurt? You've seen how they voted before. You've seen how they act before. Why you hurt? There's some people I knew it want to vote exactly the way they voted because they have a pattern of voting like that before. Why you hurt? I can't, before I get triggered, go ahead, April. I can't.
We're just gonna close that out with saying that we understand individuals get tired because we also get tired with the whole school to prison pipeline thing, and individuals don't know, but we are continuously working in the background. We get calls, we get conversations around it all the time. We just have turned what they say blue baby syndrome. So at this point, we got the oxygen mask on ourselves because we have been screaming it now till we're blue in the face. And then for other advocacy organizations to only partner with the intent to just push their agenda, we had to make sure that we kind of strip those individuals away from us because it will help making us lose our focus on what we needed to be doing. So again, we still have those conversations. We still sending out letters. We still support families. But again, it takes a collective community. Like all those organizations that were down there, they all have a pillar that says they focus on youth and education. They all do, every last one. And to even think that they are doing the best, the most, all of that they can when they have a lot of members, I don't understand. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me. But a lot more can be done. When you have over 5 people in your membership, 20, 30, 40, 50, if you could give one person something to call to say or something to do, one person a week, that would maximize in numbers quicker than something like Denise, and Angela, and Bianca, and Kimberly, because we're blue faced at this point. That's just the honest truth. But just know we're still in conversations, and we still provide families with resources to connect them to individuals that once they're told, oh, your child is going to be suspended. No, hold on. Call this person. Ask them why. Does it align with the discipline matrix? And if it does not, send them on to school. Were you contacted? Did we get both sides of the story? Like all of those things. And also teach your parents how to advocate for themselves and navigate through the process of not just accepting when they say your child stay at home. No. And even if so, put it in writing. Put it in writing as to why, what was explained, so on and so forth. And yeah, keep record of those things, because just because it's done don't mean it's right. Doesn't mean that it's right.
And also just a side note too, we also do same thing for teachers. I mean, remember, you can't allow yourself to be abused as well. You have a contract. Now you may not have the salary that you want, but you have a contract. And there are a lot of things in there. Take your time and actually look through these key components of your contract, because a lot of times they will do a lot of things that it goes against your contract. Do you notice there's times when you can't just drop kids in your class? You have to discuss this with the teacher, and people will try to drop kids in your class all the time. And when the learning environment is now disrupted, you running right back to the contract. You remember this line right here that says you need to discuss with me before you drop this child in my class? Notice how you break in contract, or they'll do things where it's like, okay, well, I can request to have this child removed. Why? Because it's in my contract, because I've documented, I've written, I've done all these things. I've done the 15 steps that you have. I said, I don't understand why this child says sit in my class. It's in my contract. So again, the same way we advocate for our students, we advocate for our parents, we also advocate for you too, because it's like, listen, pay attention. Florida is a rough state, but you have to, really look carefully at all the little minute things that are in there, because you should not allow yourself to be abused as an instructor when you have the help. You have the help. You just need to take your time and do the research. And then just drop a question or two. We'll throw it out to you. April good at that. That's one thing.
Yeah, I go to April. So I will say this. Yes, we have to, if you're going to stay in the union, our union is going to stay alive for educators here in the Tampa Bay area. You have to go through the process to register for the ACH or provide a check, whatever it needs to be done. Because if we don't reach that percentile, if you think it's currently bad in scenarios in the class, you're gonna be shredded in a matter of moments, because you won't have any voice. The little voice that we do have will just be disseminated, just I'm gonna say destroyed, just gone. So again, don't get caught up in the new process of how the money has to be collected, because the money got to be collected. It has to. Don't get caught up in that. It says that you get an email saying that it's going to be withdrawn from your account and taken from the check. If it is, it can be fixed. It can be fixed. And if you catch it within 48 hours, I got that directly from the I can't think of his name, but the gentleman that's replaced. What was the lady name, Denise? Long story short, it was someone in leadership that's in CTA. The key thing is if you report it within 48 hours, they can reverse it right then. And if they can't, they send you a check. So just know your money not just gone. It's just not taken from you or promised to you on a deadline, after school.
Your money in limbo, but you'll get it. That's the bottom line. Yeah, yes. Money in limbo. Limbo low.
And we stay in limbo low. So. Nothing.
That's where your money at. That's where your money.
Yes.
But understand,
do your due diligence. Register for your new way of having your money collected for your dues for CTA. It's a must. It's a must. It's a must.
Exactly. So and speaking of which, let's talk just for 2 seconds about this retro check and how Hillsborough County learned. I was like,
all I know is the taxes hit it so hard. I was like, wait, tap them taxes buttons. Like I was like,
the taxes could pay my mortgage 1.5 months of my mortgage. That's how the taxes hit. The taxes hit me like that girl that hit me in 3rd grade, and I just hit the ground. I couldn't get back up. I was like, no mas, okay, stop. They snatched them taxes like a badly glued down lace front. They just like, rah! I just, I don't understand.
And you had teachers thinking that they were going to be able to get this money and be able to pay like
pay off whole credit cards. Just pay, because I'll be like, okay, cool, summer credit card completely paid up. Why would you put it in my regular? Just why you ain't cutting me a separate so I can get less taxes taken out? Why just? I'm still scratching my head on that one, because I'm just like, and then when I saw the final, that's why I hate about your paycheck. You hate seeing what they would have given you versus what you actually. I look at.
I wonder with all these changes, why it hasn't been addressed. The EY, the taking out your money. Like, why haven't we addressed that? Because other counties don't do all of that. They give you your check, your 1st or your 15th, your 1st or your 30th, your once a month, and let you figure that thing out. Why haven't that truly been a conversation? It may have, and maybe we missed it, but you should have the choice to be a part of that system or not.
Yeah, because I don't understand that, because I understand you want to pay me back at the end of the year, but still, I could calculate that myself. You don't think we're mature enough? Granted, some people might be great with their budget or whatever, but I know I can calculate exactly what I need to get through the summer, which is why I don't like to work. I told this one over here, I said, I don't work unless we're working for ourselves. I ain't working for nobody during the summer.
You told me that. You said, I don't know what some of that was.
I told you, I said, this bill ain't turned pink yet, so I don't care. This ain't due.
Some you said, and I was like, you know what? Denise had a point. I ain't doing it this summer.
No.
And I ain't been back since.
Right. I think it's going on a good 15 years strong. I ain't working. I am not working because I have put in my 10.5 months. That's a struggle. It's a hard job. It's like being in jail. Okay. So it's a hard job to have. And so you telling me on top of that, for all the things I've taught these children all year long, some of them fail, and now I got to go back and teach them again. Nah, dude, let that be somebody else's problem. I can calculate, I can withdraw, I can set it up in such a way that the bank, I don't even see the money that my bank takes out to where, okay, cool. And if you think about it, teachers, especially new teachers, if you think about it, right, you're only out of work for 2.5 months. That's it. You're only technically, so you can't save 2.5 months. You sit down and calculate. I got mortgage to pay or rent. I got this is how much my electric is, and look, overpay your electric, overpay your water bill, overpay things, double up on your car note if you have one, double up on credit card. Don't spend so much on your credit card. Pay off stuff. So by the time the summertime comes, guess what? All you might have is a Netflix bill. And probably, you know, at a $40 Tico bill. If you keep overpaying your Tico bill get real low. Okay. But
And
you
that's
just
something,
do that.
yeah. My sister taught me that too. When we used to, because you know, she used to drive buses, and during this right before the summer, she used to be like, go get all your washing powder, your bleach, all that stuff.
There
And
you
she
go.
also used to say, and pay extra $50 every paycheck towards your Tico, towards your water bill, and
Right.
you know, put $25 away in an envelope, you know, for stuff to spend in the summer. And I mean, those are just systems that have been built in now for over, I mean, like you said, over a decade. It
Yes.
just has. Like it's a norm. Like I always pay. That's why when I used to do coaching for track, that particular check, I just would take that and pay an extra mortgage. So you know,
Right.
just definitely add to it, but pay an extra mortgage. But you know, it's definitely a way around it. It just requires definitely some discipline, but it's doable. It's definitely doable.
It is. Like when you go in my garage, you be like, you having a sale? No, I ain't
Right.
having a sale, but there's that 4 containers of detergent, total you know, endless dish liquid. They got soap in it. There's so much stuff. Because first of all, the heat. Number one, the heat. I'm not going out to the corner store or the dollar store just for a bar of soap. Hell no. I'm gonna have 40 packs of soap in the garage. What's that Emily saying?
Emily says, ironically, I'm in wage garnishment from not making enough 2 years ago, and they hit the retro hard.
Ooh.
Girl, you wanted to cry then, because I'm pretty sure when you say hard like that, that meant they took half, if not a little bit more than half.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when you just be like, I'm done. That's one of them days you say, I quit again.
Right.
I quit again.
Yeah.
Yeah, we all felt that.
Mm-hmm.
She said it hurt. Emily, it hurt.
It hurt.
Look, it hurt then. You got all them it hurt. Again, for the people in the back, we did not get a raise. It was, I don't know where that language started to kind of manifest in the media, but it was never a raise. It was our contractual step increases. Like you all get on your jobs when you do your annual reviews, you get a pay increase or a bonus or something like that. Yeah, it's the same concept. The way things are presented in the media. What's wrong?
Huh? No, you know me. I be them spirits.
Yeah, the way things are presented in the media, you would think that we make a lot of money and we get paid to be off. Like, no, that's not it.
No,
that's not it.
When you see teachers living a fabulous life, that's because we prepaid for those fabulous lives. I just
want to
right. It was prepaid.
We did what?
We prepaid for them fabulous.
We paid the year before for that fabulosity.
When you see teachers out there going to Thailand and stuff for the $3,000
prepaid.
That was prepaid trips, so they look wonderful.
Prepaid.
But listen, by the time your foot hit the plane, right, the entire amount has been paid off. Can I get a can I get an all-inclusive package? Thank you.
Yes, because I can pay on that, and when I get there, I am the queen. I am the queen.
Right. That's what they don't seem to understand. And it's like that, but all of this is about simple budgeting. But understand, but it's so sad that you have to talk about it because of the fact that you're not getting what you need to have. The money that you go to other states and you go to other places, like that's how much you're getting paid for real. And you started when? Really? Some of us it took 20 years to get to this point. Really? And it's like just the constant just pressure. And I saw another post on Facebook that says also this: listen, parents, if you know it's getting harder, you know that there's less teachers going into the classroom, people are quitting, people are just moving to different sites or leaving the state completely. You might want to put a little more effort into sending to school a well-behaved and respectful child. Because on top of that, a teacher may choose to stay not because they don't get to pay anything, but because they have good kids who come into the class with a willingness and a teachable spirit, and not a bad, horrific attitude. Because like I saw someone said, if you prepared your children for school the way you prepare for prom
and graduation,
everything like that. Boy, imagine what kind of environment we would have.
And it's definitely doable on a quarterly basis. Like that's something that we're definitely going to be sending out this summer and having conversations around. The school calendar for next year is already out there, guys. The tentative calendar is already out there, unless we have some hurricane days that go wrong, or whatever type of united emergency that happens in the city of Tampa. That's the only way there will be some changes in the calendar. Other than that, this year's upcoming year's calendar is out there, and the one for the next year is already in the making. If not, a draft is already available. So none of that is new. We know when the first day of school is. Denise, you can look. We know when the first day of school is, and we know when the last day of school is already. We know when spring break is. We know when Christmas break is. We know all of those dates already. The only thing you do not know is conference nights. That's all you don't know. And I did want to talk about that a little bit too, Denise. What's your thoughts on the antiquated way in which how we do conference nights, knowing how we were capable of capturing more parents during COVID when it came to communication with the different tools that we have virtually now? But again, all those resources are available right now that tells you what it looks like tentatively for your child's your upcoming school year for 2023-2024. So it's called Team No Excuses. If we take on that same mentality, that same drive, that same motivation to say, hey, this big event is coming up, like the first day of school. Let me start putting some money aside now for school clothes, for socks. If nothing else, look, 2 shirts, 3 bottoms. You can't go wrong with that. 2 shirts, 3 bottoms. Need good old 5 pair of underwear now and 5 pair of socks, because those get a little yeah.
And invest in some Febreze too in between, because you're gonna be spritzing them bags at least once every 3 weeks.
And it keeps it together. It keeps it together.
Right. So here it is. So here it is right here. The school starts. Hold on. Oh, wait a minute. This is wrong. Okay, no, 2023-24. Here we go. School starts August 10th, 2023.
So again, school starts the first day, August 10th, and that is on a
Thursday.
On a Thursday.
2 days.
So you got there you go. Remember I just said them 2. There you go. So please send your children the first 2 days of school.
Yes.
Numbers matter. The numbers matter. The numbers matter. The numbers matter.
The numbers definitely matter, because it determines how many teachers are at your school. I mean, they already start telling me we're a magnet. They already looked at us already and start telling us that we're gonna have 2 preps, because instead of having a teacher per subject, some of us they ran through our credentials and our certifications. I didn't know you could teach social studies and math. Okay, guess what? Boo, you the new social studies teacher. What? Say what? I didn't know you could teach language art, reading, and intensive reading, and ESOL. Guess what you teach next year? So now you've gone from like having to, they just went a quick swipe through and just said, now we don't need all these teachers. So please, those kids have to show up those first 2 days, because that determines whether or not we get more units. They call it a teacher unit, or we get reduced by units. Okay. So please.
And when the units are reduced, you don't get them back until next semester, possibly. And it's nothing like losing a teacher, losing a unit. That's what units are, teacher. And then you have a plethora of students show up after they have did the FTE data collection. Because at that point it's too late. Send those kids to school. This is not a fashion show. It's not a what you got on, how you got on, what you got. Listen, clean up what they have if you ain't got it, and send them on. Because at this point, they're supposed to be coming to learn anyway. So again, August 10th, Thursday.
And just remember,
August the 10th, Thursday. And if you move, don't wait till the last minute to go register your child at the school, because that first week of school is not happening. It's not happening. Your child gonna sit in the media center, cafeteria, whatever they sit them at, for hours,
all day.
It's not happening
all day.
So again, go ahead.
No, I was saying that this was very easy to find on a Hillsborough County school. Just type in 2023-24 Hillsborough County school calendar. It was very easy to find. Okay, so you can find the dates on there, and I did it on my phone, something that everybody has. So trust me, if you got it, it's very easy to find. And just remember to pay attention to the boundaries, the changes. Pay attention to the fact that your child, where you think your child might be going, maybe something different. Okay, let's see here. Elementary will never get units back. Anyone that says it's happened is a freaking lie.
See, I need to be able to do all the other stuff that we be doing.
Yeah,
it's gonna be a delayed one, but here we go.
Here we go. Hit it.
Where's that? Hold on.
Right. That, take flight. Take flight.
On
Take
the lie.
flight. Take
On
flight.
the lie. She said it's a lie.
A
Stop
lie.
lying. Stop
A lie.
lying. We sick of the lies, Craig. We sick of the lies.
And also to listen, teachers also. This is what I'm thinking. If you had a rough school year, especially, I mean, we veterans, so we take the punches, we keep it moving. But if you realize that this is not where you need to be, it is okay for you to go to a different. If your certification allows it, of course, let me say that, to move to some other area. Some of us, I think, are better in high school. Some of us are better in elementary school. Some of us just remember middle school will cause you to be on high blood pressure medication, and I can't. I was on meds the second year I taught middle school.
And I'm trying to figure out why.
I was on meds. I ain't gonna lie.
I used to be so
cool,
serious, calm, collected. I'm sure used to get on my nerves. None of that. Now they be doing stuff like what bothers me the worst now. Let me tell y'all that. Ain't no music playing, but in their head.
Get it. That's it right there. Get it.
I'm like, oh God. If that music that loud in your head and I'm up here teaching, doggone it, what I'm gonna do? What I'm gonna do?
Middle schoolers are the king and queen of clapback, so they always got something slick to say. And what I had to learn for myself is, okay, what do I pick and choose to respond to? Because clearly you want to talk about me from the hair of my head to the shoes on my feet. You want to tell me about my ashy ankles. You want to let me know that my elbow is inflamed. You want to let me know you don't like my glasses. You want to let me know you didn't retwist that one lock. Look like you need a fresh retwist, miss. What happened? You gained some weight. Them shoes ain't right. I don't think you got to learn to just say to yourself, you know what? I don't care, because guess what? At the end of the day, these kids ain't paying this mortgage. They ain't paying, putting gas in the car. They ain't doing. There's some of them that go annoy the crap out of you, and then there's some of them that just like, okay, you came to destroy the class. You got to learn for the balance. You just gotta say, okay, listen, dude. I just here to teach. I ain't come here for the show. Okay, I ain't because I mean, if the problem is, if you want to be the clap back, you be crying the way I would clap back. So I need you.
Oh no, they want to go run tell their mamas after they clap back.
Yes,
it be so crazy.
I
Now some parents show up after.
Right.
You know, I haven't had it happen to me this year. Let me say this year, but it has happened where they child just went in. So the petty in me.
Yes.
Has boiled over, and then the response came out. I'm like, damn, I should have said that. But it does happen. It's only so much you can keep poking a crowd before they latch on. And look, forget the bear. Just give me a little crowd. I'm gonna bite you back at some point. Listen, this year I heard more parents in that office going WWE crazy. Because your child, they call these teachers all kind of fat bees, stinking ass. Oh,
yes, all that. But no,
and then when the teacher respond back,
but now you want me mad?
You talking about a child like that? What child? Where?
Listen, right. And what bothered me the most is when you get that child admin, the child come back with a blow pop and some Takis. Wait a minute, you know that child just called me an F in this? Did you know what that child just said? Bro, I don't know.
Listen, your mind be running so rampant with some of the stuff they say. Like I have to literally go over to my desk and sit down and say, Cobb, they know not what they do. Baby, look at you.
Because I go.
You're right. You can take off full speed and just ramble. Be like, come on, dude, stop.
Yeah.
And I will say, in all honesty, I don't have ones that are blatantly disrespectful. They don't curse and stuff at me. But it's just that when you give them a directive or you redirecting them, they want to go word for word, like why, and why, miss. And why, miss? And you didn't say that to such, and you didn't say that to such.
Right. Oh, that's
I'm talking to you.
I'm talking to you, sir. But he did. I love when they say he did this and he did, and they said, "But sir, I'm speaking with you. I'm speaking to you. I'm speaking with you. I'm letting you know that your behavior is inappropriate." You know what I'm saying? But that's middle school. Like I said, I tell you, I had to go on the meds. It was the first 2 years I was in middle school. I said, "Oh, these people, what's wrong with these people? Why are they like that?" High schoolers, like, they don't bother me. You my work and get out my way. Okay, it's just like what? But that is that change. That is that hormones, a hormonal change. That the testosterone kicking in, the pheromones kicking in. They think they're grown, but they also still little kids. And you could calm them down with a Capri Sun, and you just okay. Like I've learned my strategy this year has always been: when they start cranking up, I'll let them crank up, and then I'll stop in the middle of them cranking up. Did you have breakfast this morning? Totally throw them off because they like. She heard what I just said. I'm mad. Yes, but did you eat breakfast? That's what I'm asking. Because it seems to me that you're hangry. Because I know how I act when I'm hungry. I know how I act. So what I'm going to do is ask you right now. In this bottom drawer over here, I got a pack of Ritz crackers and I got a couple of things of Capri Sun. Do you need a snack? Because this sounds like a hungry problem right now. And usually that kills it right off the bat. Because they're like, oh, so you don't give me something to eat? Yes. So you can sit down and be quiet. Just sit. Because if food in your mouth, you're going to be quiet. Sit there. And then I'm going to come back to you so we can address the issue at hand. That's because sometimes I realize okay, what can I do to calm this savage beast right now? They're going crazy right now. And it's not something that I did. Because who are you mad at 9 o'clock in the morning? It's only 9 in the morning. Who are you angry at? It's got to be a food issue. But then later on in the day, once you've had breakfast, lunch, all that stuff like that, now it's a real issue. I'm trying to figure out who are you mad at really? I want you to sit over here, draw on this thing for a minute, just write down your issues. Because I know it ain't me. It's something else happening outside. But let me tell you something. Middle school ain't no joke. Middle school ain't no. Whew.
It's definitely not for the weak at heart. You can't. And let me say this again. And I know people like, well, who she thinks she should? I am April Cobb. Went to Harold Campbell and Carrie Jean Jackson. So that's who I am. But I will say this: new teachers should not be in Title I schools if they have never experienced the type of demographics,
right,
or exposed to the demographics of youth that they're going to be teaching, because they're not coming in there sitting down. They're not coming in sitting down. They're not. Bobby, them not coming in there sitting down.
Please say, Bobby.
Ma'am, no, ma'am. We have to coach them on that. We have to coach them what the expectation is. As of right now, with 5 days left, there are still a large population of youth that when they're in another classroom, they have a hard time transitioning, code switching into my room. But I remind them every time, and within the first couple of minutes, that you could tell it. This our room. I can't do that in here.
And you're right, because
they're not coming in.
Up until last week, I still have this. The newer teachers still send kids to my room, and the kids know. They're like, oh man, I don't. One child sat outside my door. I said, first of all, nobody sits outside my door because that's a bad look. And no, everybody knows I don't put kids out that sit on my floor. Everybody know that you're gonna sit down and be quiet. I just don't want to go in here. Why you don't want to go in? Because I know I'm gonna have to just either do work or just sit and be quiet. Good, because you see the expectation. You already know what's happening in here. Up to the second to last week of school, get in here, child, and sit down. If you didn't get any work from your teacher, guess what you're gonna do? I got laptops. They got different programs on there. Study Sync, Language Live, Maya. You can get on something. I promise you, there's something that you can do in this room. And if you can't find anything else, for the love of Jesus, put your head down and be quiet. If there's nothing in your spirit that you can do that. Because and that's what it is in terms of the being strict. We're still very loving with our kids, but we're strict because they don't have those. What's the word, April, I'm looking for? They don't have a lot of structure. And so when you provide that structure for them, that's how you have classroom management, classroom control. When they come from other classes and they wild out. I had a child leave my class fully dressed. When I saw them about 40 minutes later, they had on their slides. They had a whole head wrap on. I said, who class you coming out of? And they're not going to lie. They're going to tell you the teacher. And I was like, oh, my. I just look people in the face now. That's why I wear these T-shirts with these different sayings on them. Because it don't make no sense to talk to a grown adult anymore about what you're doing wrong. I just look at you like you're stupid. Just. This child know not to dream of coming to my class looking like that. They know their shoes need to be on their feet. Take that head wrap off your head and be prepared for work. You coming out of a whole nother class after you came into my class now. And look at you, look like you go to bed.
And there it is. All right, what's our next topic?
Before I get, we're gonna wrap up because no, we got let's talk about our program, April, Brain Booster East Tampa.
So we have the East Tampa Brain Booster Summer Camp. Registration is now officially closed. So we are super excited for the children, the parents that registered their children into the program. And we have a lot of exciting things in store for them. Our key thing that we want to talk about, that we're going to be hosting our embedded Juneteenth event. Yay. And we are inviting, the community in to see exactly what the youth have to say about Juneteenth. So it's going to be student led. Denise is facilitating the program for them, and being the director, I will say, of the presentations. But again, we're going to show that in the event you want to educate about something they have no knowledge of, it can be done all while learning math, science, and reading and ELA. So it's good, and don't be surprised that we eventually be talking about a micro school. Okay.
Because God is faithful. That's all you can keep on saying. Saying God is faithful. We made it this far by grace. That's all we can say. But let's wrap this up by saying we want to say a great big shout out and congratulations to every single person who has graduated, who is now moving on to the next grade level, from the itty bitty kindergartner to people who have attained their master's and doctorate degrees. We are so proud. The goal for us is continuing education. It is so important to get your education, because you can go out into the world and become a positive force for change. So congratulations to every last one. I'm going to give you a round of applause. There you go. Like we do in my class. So we just want to tell you all thank you so much for that. April, anything else you want to wrap up with?
Outside of us wanting to send our condolences to Representative Michelle Rayner with the loss of her mother. Send our condolences out to Bianca and Rep Rayner. Be sure to lift them up in prayer. And it can be overwhelming when someone initially have a family member lost, and everyone trying to reach out at the same time. So just know that charge it to their charge it to their head and not their hearts. If they don't get back to you as soon as you feel they should have gotten back to you, but just know that they are definitely seeing all of the messages, getting all of the phone calls, and definitely we are going to love on them during this time. So again, be certain to love people hard while they're here on this side of the soil, because none of us know the day or the hour.
Okay, everyone. Hey, listen, that's all we got for this evening. We want to thank you so much. We want to continue to thank our host and our platform, Teaching for the Culture. And guess what? I am the Diva D, no one like me, from the Carved Out Divas and Miss D Reads. And
I am April Cobb with April's Beauty Bar. Be sure to look out for us during the summer, because we definitely will be chiming in a couple of times to show you all what's going on with the summer program. And again, listen, we got 5 days left, and tag parents. Y'all are it. And again, if y'all need anything, any information, resources, you always can reach out to Denise and I, because we are here to be resources to all of you all. And again, have a good time with your kiddos.
Bye.
How was it?